So you interviewed for clerkships yourself, and you now interview candidates for clerkships. Any pointers you have for folks when they interview?
Well, one year when I was interviewing people, I was looking with law clerks, and probably you do as well, you want people with some degree of self-reliance and confidence. So I thought, laid out a dozen half glazed and half powdered donuts out in the waiting area. And I figured, one, it would be a good sign if whoever it was liked donuts. And also if they had enough self-assurance to have one, even though their hands would have glazing or powder on them when they came in. End of the day, a dozen donuts still there. So everybody failed that. Now, I had some bad experiences.
I'm sure this is like a half troll meme kind of thing, but like there are always these moments, and it's like a TV show thing where people will do kind of like bullshit tests like this. And I don't know, I always feel like it's so stupid because it's like a test where you could interpret it 15 different ways, and no matter what, it would be like imagine he does something like that, and you know, if it was a TV show, some people take the donuts. Like the protagonist could just as easily, or antagonist, I guess, depending how you view it, or the co-character could just as easily be like, "Wow, you were confident enough to take a donut. I respect that." Versus like another world where 11 or 12 people take donuts and one guy doesn't, and then the guy's like, "You were the only one who was smart enough not to fall for such a simple test. Like you're the person that I want." You know, it could always just go any way. Like these like deduction things are so fucking cringe and stupid. Yeah.
Of my own.
Just say Death Note? I feel like most of the deduction in Death Note in the first season is actually pretty good. The Sherlock deduction is all trash. A lot of the House deduction can be a little bit goofy, but at least they're self-aware about it.
It was back when some justices were still hiring people.
It's the Will Smith scene in the Men in Black. No, I feel like in Men in Black, I feel like the Will Smith scene, they're like, I think Will Smith kind of fails the test. I think he does, but he only gets in because Agent K is the older guy, right? The older white dude, is because he vouches for him so hard. Like he fails that test. It's not like he was an individual and he was looked favorably upon for that. Like I think nobody looks good. K is white, J is black. Yeah, K. I don't think he fails. He's the one guy that didn't shoot any aliens he saw. Yeah, but that was a failure. He fucked up. I think I don't think he was looked upon favorably for that part of the test.
So I got...
No, that is the message of the movie. Aliens aren't hostile by default since you don't randomly shoot them. No, what? You're just wrong. He fails that part of the test. You're trying to insert way too much narrative there based on understanding of story and everything else. You have to go by what the director is showing you on the screen. He fucked up. That's why he started to give an explanation for why he fucked up. And it's why after that test, Kay still had to ask the, whatever that leader guy is, like, come on, dude. Like, I saw this guy run down an alien blah, blah, blah on foot. Like, that's got to count for something, right? He was right on that scene. You're wrong? No. Wait, I can't tell if I'm getting trolled right now.
Edwards, what the hell happened?
Hesitated.
May I ask why you felt little Tiffany deserved to die?
Well, she was the only one that actually seemed dangerous at the time, sir.
How'd you come to that conclusion?
Well, first I was going to pop this guy hanging from the street light, and then I realized, he's just working out. And how would I feel if somebody come running in the gym, bust me in my ass while I'm on the treadmill? Then I saw this snarling beast guy, and I noticed he had a tissue in his hand. And I realized, he's not snarling. He's sneezing. Ain't no real threat there. And I saw little Tiffany. I'm thinking, 8-year-old white girl, middle of the ghetto, bunch of monsters, this time of night with quantum physics books. She about to start some shit, Zed. She's about 8 years old. Those books are way too advanced for her. If you ask me, I say she's up to something. And to be honest, I'd appreciate it if you eased up off my back about it.
Watch the boss's face. He's impressed by the reasoning. No, he's not. Wait, are you serious? No, he's not.
Or do I owe her an apology?
You think that's it? Wait, come on. Wait, is that how you read this scene? Wait, what?
was a good shot, though, right?
He's got a real problem with authority.
Then he immediately has to come in here and Kay has to like beg on his behalf. Listen, he ran down a dude, okay? I was like this when I first came in. Come on, he has to like plead. Obviously, he didn't do well on the tests.
So do I. But this kid ran down a cephalopoid. On foot, boss. That's got to be tough enough.
Let's hope you know what you're doing.
Let's hope you know what you're doing, right? He's against his better judgment. I can't believe I'm arguing this right now. Wait, hold on. I can't tell if I'm getting trolled right now. Do you think MIB was impressed with Jay's test / shooting the little girl, or did Kay have to advocate for him despite his poor performance? They were definitely impressed. They were not impressed. But for Kay's advocacy, Jay would not have made it in. What is the point of the alien shooting test then? Target practice to see if you can shoot a weapon. What do you mean? Holy shit. Well, somebody, we have a, my God, we have a big autism divide here. RFK Jr. was right. Destiny, he is impressed with his reasoning and decision making there. No, he's not! He's like, are you fucking serious? Really? You think that there's nothing in that scene to convey him being impressed with the reasoning here?
And you know, 8-year-old white girl, middle of the ghetto, bunch of monsters, this time of night with quantum physics books. She about to start some shit, Zed. She's about 8 years old. Those books are way too advanced for her. If you ask me, I say she's up to something.
He's laughing because this guy's being like, he's being insubordinate. Which is what he goes on to complain about. Like, okay, dude. Okay, dude. That's what his response is. Okay, dude. That's his facial expression. Okay, dude.
And to be honest, I'd appreciate it if you eased up off my back about it.
And he's like, you know this is fucking retarded, right? And he knows it's retarded. He's like, well, okay.
Do I owe her an apology?
Yeah.
That was a good shot, though, right?
He's got a real problem with authority.
So do I.
He is hiding how impressed he is? You, what?
But this kid ran down a cephalopoid. On foot, boss. That's got to be tough enough.
Let's hope you know what you're doing.
Gentlemen, congratulations. You're everything we've come to expect from years of government training. And now, if you'll just follow me, we have one more test to administer, an eye exam.
If you look directly at the
Government started a little underfunded.
You guys are crazy. Why would he have him do this test if he was going to let him pass, even if he failed? It's a movie. Movie magic. I don't know. Maybe they would have passed some other dude. But it's pretty clear that like he's here because Kay begged him to show up. And then Kay is obviously personally pulling for this guy. Kay says that they're the best the U.S. can produce because they blindly follow orders. You understand that this guy is also produced by the U.S. government. He was NYPD. Like, maybe not government military, but he was government. He was a cop. It was a test of how they react in abnormal situations, whether or not they are capable of thinking outside of the box. Zed literally smiles. That is... I can't believe I'm getting trolled right now. Wait, I don't know what's happening right now. Everything we've come to expect is ironic. He's making fun of... Yeah, it's a tongue-in-cheek joke making fun of them for the government training or whatever. But it's not like this guy's like a fucking outsider. This guy's a career New York City Police Department cop. Like, Kay was polling for him, which is exactly why Zed agrees. Yes, but Zed agrees against his better judgment. What do you think the line means when he says, let's hope you're right? You don't say shit like that about somebody you agree with. Like, I'm going to recruit this shining, you know, talent individual. It's like, okay, yeah, let's do it. I'm not like, well, let's hope you're right. Zed agreed with Kay, and that's why he did. He didn't agree with Kay. If he agreed with Kay, he wouldn't say, let's hope you're right. That's literally a statement of, I don't know, I don't agree with you necessarily, but I'll go by your judgment. Oh my God. Okay, well.
Yo.
Good to know. Good to see. No wonder you guys fight me on my media takes so much, okay? I see what kind of chat this is. I see what kind of chat we got going on here. Jesus Christ.
Strange.
You should watch the movie again. I think you missed the point completely. No, I think that Jay is an outsider in terms of his conduct for the rest of the department. I don't know if Kay is attracted to him because Kay was a little bit of a rebel when he was younger. I think he kind of is. You get that in Men in Black 3 a little, and he kind of acts like the way that he talks to Zed. But like, I think the rest of like the Men in Black are like pretty like, you know, uniform, very professional, very, you know, this is how we do things by the book and blah, blah, blah. And then it's not like MIB is a bunch of like crazy, wacky outsider duders. And that's like a constant thing between Kay and Jay throughout the entire movie is Jay wanting to be like more hip and more cool and Kay being more of like the, this is how we do shit, you know? Oh shit, hold on. We have an epic Reddit post. Prior to joining the MIB, Jay is given a written and trial exam in order to see if he's good enough to join. Well, he passes the recruitment exam, but it seems to be more due to the recommendation of Kay. It's never exactly stated whether Jay actually passed the real purpose of the test or if he failed miserably. Was he really supposed to shoot the girl and leave the aliens alone? It would make sense since he would have to learn to associate with alien life forms while trying to spot suspicious aliens, trying to maybe pose as humans in disguise. Was that the intent of the exam? Oh, wait. Only Jay demonstrated a capacity to think laterally. The only thing that Jay had going against him was an insupported attitude. But the lateral thinking, I'm trying to think of how to explain this. This actually comes up a lot. Somebody has it incorrect. It's either you guys have it incorrect or I have it incorrect. The director shows you things on screen based on what they want you to think about what the characters think. Now, you can argue that during these tests, Will Smith's character demonstrates independent thought because like the table thing happens as well. But, which he does, he's obviously different from the rest. But if you want to think that this was a pro, that's good for him, then that has to be communicated from Zed's character, and that's never communicated with Zed's character.
That's very funny to me.
Like, hold on, I'm sorry. Now we're watching this whole scene. You guys are trolling the fuck out of me. Hold on.
Help you? Yeah, this dude gave me this card the other elevator.
It's communicated in the written test compared to the other contestants. No, but we'll watch it. We'll watch it. So you're saying you require explicit emotional cues to understand what a character is feeling? Yes, there's some kind of cue that will show you. You don't just assume that somebody must be feeling a certain way, but it's not demonstrated in any way on screen. That's why it's a movie and not just a historical account of something where you're supposed to fill in the blanks. The director will show you what he wants you to understand the characters are feeling. Yes, wait. Wait, I can't tell if you think you're disagreeing with me or if you're agreeing with me. Destiny, I think the point is that Kay shows independent thought and ends up as a great agent, but that is in spite of what MIB was looking for. That's the whole point of the movie. I agree with you, yes. But that's why Kay likes Jay so much, but Zed was not looking for that, right? Otherwise, why would you recruit a bunch of fucking weird-ass military people? Yeah,
You're late.
okay.
Sit down. My name is Zed. You're all here because you're the...
Chat's like, he's late, Destiny. That was the first time he liked him. It's because he knew to show up fashionably late and not on time.
My name is Zed. You're all here because you're the best of the best. Marines, Air Force, Navy SEALs, Army Rangers, NYPD. And we're looking for one of you. Just one. What will follow is a series of simple tests for motor skills, concentration, stamina. I see we have a question.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe you already...
Wasn't the point that Kay liked him because he was unconventional? Maybe a little bit unconventional. I would have to remember when in the movie, but also because he was tough. Like he did chase down the, what did he call him? A cephalopod? I don't know what he called him. Because he was tough as well. He chased that dude down on foot. It was a impressive thing, I guess, for a cop to do. And he showed like, I guess, creativity or ingenuity while chasing him down right away. So the combination of those two things, right? Because he's tough and he's creative, I guess. Yeah. There's a problem with authority.
Answered this, but why exactly are we here?
Son?
Second Lieutenant Jake Jensen, West Point, graduate with honors. We're here because you're looking for the best of the best of the best, sir.
So you agree with Chat then? No. I don't agree with Chat. Zed is not looking for the same things that Kay is looking for. That's the difference here. Kay told Jay to come in to do this test because Zed has a test to recruit new people. But like, look who they have here: Navy SEALs, Army Rangers, all of this, right?
We're here because you're looking for the best of the best of the best, sir.
Gives the affirmative nod. Yep.
What's so funny, Edwards?
Your boy Captain America over here. The best of the best of the best, sir. Yeah, with honors. You know, he's just really excited and he has no clue why we're here. That's very funny to me. Y'all ain't laughing though.
Chat's like, Zed secretly smiled a little bit because he actually loved that answer, LOL. So, look, he literally... bro, the director cannot communicate this any more clearly. I can't believe you guys. There's no shot that you guys believe this. Zed literally looks to Kay like, serious? This is the fucking retard you brought in? Really, dude? I can't believe this. Kay's like, give him a moment, okay? I promise he'll impress you. Like, literally, the eyebrows are up. Really?
Okay, let's get going.
They're all secretly in awe of him.
Wanna get down on this?
People are like, you're supposed to realize that in the other room, Zed was nodding affirmatively to Kay, saying, yes, he passed the secret test about dragging the table to him. That was all set up intentionally. We've seen all this.
Hesitated.
Like,
Edwards, what the hell happened?
what do you think Zed means when he says, Edwards, what the hell happened? Do you think that he's saying, like, I'm just gonna act like he did the wrong thing and then wait for the rationalization, and then once I hear his rationalization, then I'll know that he truly passed the secret test? Like, what?
Hesitated.
May I ask why you felt little Tiffany deserved to die?
Well, she was the only one that actually seemed dangerous at the time, sir.
How'd you come to that conclusion?
Well, first I was gonna pop this guy hanging from the street light, and then I realized, you know, he's just working out. And how would I feel if somebody come running in the gym, bust me in my ass while I'm on the treadmill? Then I saw this snarling beast guy, and I noticed he had a tissue in his hand. I realized, you know, he's not snarling, he's sneezing. You know, ain't no real threat there. Then I saw little Tiffany. I'm thinking, you know, 8-year-old white girl, middle of the ghetto, bunch of monsters, this time of night with quantum physics books. She about to start some shit, Zed. She's about 8 years old. Those books are way too advanced for her. If you ask me, I say she's up to something. And
Your interpretation of this is, wow, what great rationalization.
Are way too advanced for her. Yeah.
And not kind of like a smug smirk of like, get a load of this, dude. You guys are wild.
Ask me, I
Holy
say she's
shit.
up to something. And to be honest, I'd appreciate it if you eased up off my back about it. Or do I owe her an apology?
Why would so he's not autistic. The director, I imagine, knows how the characters are written. So why is it that in response to what you guys are saying is obviously an affirmative gaze, why is he saying, or did I actually fuck this up hard?
Or do I owe her an apology?
And he does that. Wait, hold on. I didn't even see that the first time. Does he do a head shake when he walks away? Oh, he even does the head shake. You guys are trolling me so hard right now. I have never been trolled more difficult in my life. I've never been trolled more in my life right now. Oh my God.
That was a good shot though, right?
And then he comes up to Kay after Jay's clearly failed every part of the test.
He's got a real problem with authority.
So do I. But this kid ran down a cephalopoid. On foot, boss. That's got to be tough enough.
He's like pleading, please. I know that he fucked up. Come on, bro. He ran down a cephalopoid. A cephalopoid. Come on, man.
Let's hope you know what you're doing. Gentlemen,
Like, you guys keep linking this shit with people trying to, like, theorize what was going on, but your weird fan theories don't even make sense. It was a test of how the person thinks in a crisis situation. Most of them were just going, oh no, monsters, and shooting everything that didn't look human, but Jay stopped to at least think about it, showing them that he was open to the idea that big, ugly monsters aren't the real threat, which is pretty much a requirement for the Men in Black. First of all, that's not true. Basically, first of all, the biggest threat in this movie is a big ugly monster. That's literally the biggest threat of the movie. It's a big ugly monster. Okay? Number one. Number two, I think generally, when they're about to fight monsters, usually they transform or turn into these big ugly monsters that they end up having to kill. Like, wait, what?
Congratulations. You're everything we've come to expect from years of government training. And now, if you'll just follow me, we have one more test to administer. An eye exam.
The big ugly monster was disguised as a human? I mean, barely. Like, where are you? Like, fuck, what is it? What's the name of the doctor lady?
With him.
Yeah.
And that means
The totally believable human disguise, by the way.
what to me?
He was a very dear friend of mine.
Wow, yes.
I believe he had an animal with him. It
Yeah,
was a gift
true,
I gave
guys.
him.
Good.
A pet cat.
Chatters are like, yes, this is the most believable human disguise I've ever seen in my entire life. Yes, true.
It means worlds to me. I'd like to have it back.
Okay, I'm gonna need a picture ID, written proof of ownership of the cat, notarized proof of
Also, wait, who is this guy? This guy's a famous Vincent? Do you know? Why do we know this guy? Why do I know this guy? Who else is he here?
kinship with the deceased.
Don't do that.
Explain the line, you're everything we've come to expect from government training. That's clearly meant to be sarcasm, but in your world, Zed sincerely means that? No, it's obviously, that's a joke, shitting on government workers. He's Nate Silver. Hold on, we have director's commentary.
We did Cat on a Hot Tin Roof together
Right.
one time. He played Big Daddy. You know, he actually understudied the part of Brick in the original Broadway production. And knew Tennessee Williams. He's he is a man of the theater. I love these chairs, these little awkward egg chairs.
Yeah, the awkward egg chairs. What happened was when Bo Welsh showed me these chairs, which are sort of similar to the ones designed by Saarinen, who's a famous Finnish architect, Bo wanted circles everywhere to represent flying saucers, you know, like all the circles in the ceiling, and he showed me these egg chairs. And as soon as I saw the egg chairs, I decided to rewrite the scene.
Oh, he's the Scary Movies wheelchair guy.
To make the
Thank you.
test about who would be smart enough to get a table. So when I saw the chairs, I said, you know what, Bo, give me a big, heavy table. And instead of the test being an actual test, the test is only which one of these guys is a different kind of thinker that would think, you know what, this isn't about a test, this is about I need a table to write on. Eric Brevig, who was a visual effects coordinator.
This guy's wrong, okay? Because if that was the case, it was never communicated in an impressed way with any part of this, okay? So I don't know who this loser is, Barry Sonnenfeld, okay? Clearly doesn't know what he's talking about.
There's shot a lot of the inserts and additional shots on that. I love what Will's doing with the pencil, putting it back together again.
Yeah, he's
physical comedy.
Right, on the page, this scene wasn't very interesting.
Yeah, yes.
And on the screen, it is.
It's one of those things also where the longer it goes on, the funnier it is, but you have to sort of figure out just, you know, how long is long enough. And here we had Skip Leasey, who did the sound effects, create a horrible, screeching, scraping sound for this. So you already know he's your guy.
Yeah.
Besides, he ran down a cephalopoid on foot.
Yeah.
This is a scene that I didn't think was going to work. And in fact, when I was having our first preview up in San Jose, I told all the Sony executives that I had left the scene in just so that they could see how it wouldn't play with an audience, but that I was going to cut it out of the movie. But I just wanted them to see. And of course, we have the scene, and it gets huge laughs. And
yeah, I remember you never liked the scene.
No.
May I ask why you felt little Tiffany?
Look, he doesn't even like the scene because he realizes that it ruins everything. He has no idea. This guy has no idea what's going on, okay? He's just completely fucking lost. He's completely fucking lost.
Tiffany, the 8-year-old white girl, is pretty funny.
How'd you come to that conclusion? Well, first I was going to pop this guy hanging from the street light, and then I realized, he's just working out. And how would I feel if somebody come?
It was an annoying set to shoot on. It took days. There was smoke. There were effects. There was strobe lights. I let a lot of it be done by second unit because I just felt it was going to be an annoying scene to shoot. Rip's pretty funny there.
Quantum physics books. She's about to start some shit, Sid. She's about 8 years old. Those books are way too advanced for her. If you ask me, I'd say she's up to something. And to be honest, I'd appreciate it if you eased up off my back about it.
And Will ad-libbed a bunch of this stuff.
Or do I owe her an apology?
Ad-libbed it. Didn't even matter. Yep. True.
That was a good shot, though, right?
That's a monumental shot.
Yeah. I worked really hard on that. This kid ran down a cephalopoid on foot. Boss, that's got to be tough enough.
Hey, look, there were like 4 of us. Well, 2 of you, me and Rip. I love this next scene coming up. That was actually this next scene probably was a scene we did more takes of than any other scene in the movie. Because I didn't think that I was going to cut away very much. And I remember that was the one time we were up in the late teens on this walk and talk.
Yeah, that was, sure I'm glad that I took the time to learn my lines.
Yeah, because it was...
Doing it 18 times.
Yeah, yeah. I love how these big lights...
The big circles going overhead?
Yeah, the flying saucers going overhead.
Yeah. I mean, graphically, it's really cool. I never believed this part.
Oh, the whole movie?
This part here.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah, well, I don't blame you. It's a little... But this next scene is pretty...
I believed every word of it.
Every word of the next scene.
Yeah.
What's interesting about the next scene, which is the scene where we get to meet what we call the worm guys, was Rick Baker's idea to use actual puppeteers and actual puppets.
They were brilliant.
They were funny and brilliant and specific.
I remember I used to always want to be on Sesame Street and work with Kermit.
Right.
But I never dreamed I'd find something 10 times better in my life. Maybe I'll get a chance to work with Kermit someday.
Maybe Kermit and the worm guy.
The director was trolling. He was trolling.
Maybe, yeah.
He didn't even like any of these things. He literally said it.
And their wives are like sticking out of the backs into the wall, and the puppeteers were on the other side with monitors so they could see what you were doing.
But they were just ridiculously obscene little worms.
Yeah. Also, they're like the disgruntled workers. You know, they're always
smoking. They smoke and they drink coffee and
they steal.
And they steal
supplies.
And they loaf.
Yeah.
They're loafers. I love the worm guys.
Yeah, they're some of my favorite people in the show. Now, this next scene was interesting because we were...
I thought that was a beautiful shot, by the way.
Oh, thank you, yeah.
I love that.
He's about to admit
it. Doesn't it look like Will could just lift up a foot and crush either one of us, Tommy?
Well, he's always been able to do that.
This day, we were in a very public place, which is Battery Park, and I don't know if you remember this, but for some reason, it was one extra that always managed to kick like a can or something.
Oh, I'll never forget that. I mean, there's this one extra, and there was a can, and this guy would, every time he walked by this can, he would kick it. And I don't know, it was like a psychotic can.
Ad-libbing 100% vindicated you? True, actually. True, the ad-libbing did vindicate me. I'll grant that maybe the table scene was a test because there wasn't a clear shot afterwards of Gorka's character looking or doing any kind of signaling or whatever, I don't think. But everything else, this is some cinematic analysis. You guys are just off. You guys are disgusting, okay? I don't even know who's doing the commentary on this track. Destiny, wait, something about the denims thing. Did you just link me my own stream? Explain the alien having a tissue if you're right. I think it was just supposed to be newspaper or paper. Explain the quantum mechanics book. She was a smart, bright girl. You're saying that people that are in advanced classes need to die in the MIB world? That's how that works? That's not what the director meant. Zed wasn't impressed. He was a representative of the status quo. The director meant that the scene shows that Will's street smarts are superior to the rigid thought of the others. True! Wait a second. Hello, fellow English major taker. Yes! Hold on, let me listen to that again.
5. Absolutely.
And as soon as I saw the egg chairs, I decided
you can see it
to close, and you hear a sound. And then this next set that you're going to see is really just behind those doors. And we're about to meet Rip Torn.
You're late. Sit down.
Is he related to you, Tommy?
No, Rip is not related. He is related to Sissy Spacek.
That's right.
And he's from Taylor, Texas. And, he's an old liberal. He's an old radical. He's a very fine actor. He's a good friend.
He likes to fish.
He loves to fish. And he's played my father before.
Hold on, let me listen.
1
second.
We did Cat on a Hot Tin Roof.
Right.
One time. He played Big Daddy. You know, he actually understudied the part of Brick in the original Broadway production. And New Tennessee Williams.
Hold on. We're listening.
I love these chairs. Awkward egg chairs.
Yeah, the awkward egg chairs. What happened was when Bo Welsh showed me these chairs, which are sort of similar to the ones designed by Saarinen, who's a famous Finnish architect, Bo wanted circles everywhere to represent flying saucers, you know, like all the circles in the ceiling, and he showed me these egg chairs. And as soon as I saw the egg chairs, I decided to rewrite the scene to make the test about who would be smart enough to get a table. So when I saw the chairs, I said, you know what, Bo, give me a big, heavy table. And instead of the test being an actual test, the test is only which one of these guys is a different kind of thinker that would think, you know what, this isn't about a test, this is about I need a table to write on. Eric Brebig, who was a visual effects coordinator, shot a lot of the inserts and additional shots on that. I love what Will's doing with the pencil, putting it back together again.
Yeah, he's
physical comedy.
Right on the page. This scene wasn't very interesting.
Yeah, yes.
And on the screen, it is.
True, you're right. Actually, true. That's right. The director wrote this to communicate to you, okay, that Will Smith's character was an outside of the box thinker. That doesn't mean that Zed approved of it, though. You're absolutely right. Whatever chatter said that, my God, A+, 50 golden stars. Oh my God, absolutely true.
Those things also where the longer it goes on, the funnier it is, but you have to sort of figure out just, you know, how long is long enough. And here we had Skip Leasay, who did the sound effects, create a horrible, screeching, scraping sound for this. So you already know he's your guy.
Yeah.
Besides, he ran down a cephalopoid on foot.
Yeah.
This is a scene that I didn't think was going to work. And in fact, when I was having our first preview up in San Jose, I told all the Sony executives that I had left the scene in just so that they could see how it wouldn't play with an audience, but that I was going to cut it out of the movie. But I just wanted them to see. And of course, we have the scene, and it gets...
Yeah, see, he didn't even want that scene in there. True. True. Actually true. You know what? A+ to whatever that chatter was, okay?
Love it on that beat, no? Hype. Mustard on the beat, ho, Bebo, any rap nigga, yeah, free throw, man, damn, call her Amber Lambs, tell him breathe, bro, nail a nigga to the cross, he walk around like T, so what's up with these jabroni ass niggas trying to see Compton, the industry can hate me, fuck them all and leave mama.